Livestream. Welcome to another 70 mile per hour highway range test, this time with the Volvo XC40 Recharge Twin Ultimate. So it's the roughly 78 kilowatt hour gross battery pack, dual motor, 400 plus horsepower, but of course built on Volvo's CMA platform, so compact modular architecture, which isn't known to be the most efficient EV architecture on the planet. Really looking forward to seeing how this car does in our 70 mile per hour highway test. If you happen to be finding this video on YouTube after the live stream is over, click away and head to our Out of Spec Reviews YouTube channel, where we'll have the full edited, final video. This is just the live stream that's going to walk you through the entire test, hopefully, assuming we have no connection issues. This one's in Thunder Gray, which is a beautiful color. Connected up here to a ChargePoint CPE 250. I've been here for about a half hour now, DC charging this car to warm everything up. It's a nice day. It's almost 60 degrees out right now, and have to say the top charging on this car is really brutal. It slows down to 15 kilowatts at 90%, so it's just going to take a long time to really full charge. We're at 92% state of charge, and it could be almost 45 minutes or so until it completes, which is just brutal. So we got a lot of charging screens to watch before we head out on the range test. We got an amber lamps going by. I know the correct pronunciation before anyone comments. And yeah, let's see how this thing does. We got CCS over here in the back. Nice spot for it. And yeah, looking forward to seeing the range on this thing for sure. Totally depends on the car.
How about yours?
So I'm just testing this one this week, and it takes, so like 25, 30 minutes to get to 80%, something like that. Yeah, and but then from 80 to full takes forever because batteries slow down up top. And we're doing some range testing today. So I'm a YouTuber, I film car reviews. And so we're doing a little live stream of the range test.
Do you have a card on your?
No, I don't. We have 10 different channels or so. But yeah, we're based right here in town in Fort Collins. That's what we're gonna find out. But upwards of 200 on this one. Some will do upwards of 400. So it just depends on the car. There's a wide array. Yeah, so we do all that stuff. We'll go up into the mountains, super cold weather, and see how they do. We do combustion diesel trucks too, but of course we test electric cars. Yeah. We just tested the new Rivian pickup truck.
Really?
And we towed, on this loop from here to Cheyenne and back in some crazy wind. It did pretty well. Yeah, they're like our friendly competition. We love those guys. Yeah, we're good friends with them. We do, very similar testing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. No, it's cool. Love your truck, by the way. I think sweet.
We love this.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. These 6.7s are just rock solid. I love them. Yeah, totally agree. Well, nice to meet you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. We had some truck owners come up and ask what we were doing here. And yeah, they were just had, all the general questions about electric cars, of course. How do they charge? How long does it take? How far does it go? The usuals. And it's just always dependent on the car. It's hard to give a clear answer, isn't it? Well, appreciate you all joining. We're still at 92%. Oh my God. All right, so I think the best way to charge this thing is, let's crack the roof a little bit. Love that. I have the shade closed, windows cracked, and I guess we'll just try and let this thing juice up. I don't have a very good way of holding the phone here though for you guys. Huh. Did not think this one through properly. Let's see. Should have brought the tripod with me, but of course I didn't. Give me a second to see if I can rig up a cool solution for you. All right, what can I do to get you guys to see the charging screen? Let's think about this here. There's gotta be a way where I can rig this so you'll stay there. Steering wheel is not designed to hold a phone, I'll tell you that much. Perhaps what I can do is mount the suction cup situation kind of, yeah, let's see if this will work. Not sure it will, but we'll give it a go. Sorry for showing my hand here. You guys just chill here for a half a second. There you go. I can't even get this thing to stay still. There we go. I'm all messed up here. Hey, we got all the time in the world while this thing top charges, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm expecting this car to be thirsty too. I'm not expecting big range out of it, that's for sure. All right, I think I found a solution for us. Let's see what we got here. Boom, and oh yes, I think we're pretty much on the money. You can just see in the bottom of the screen the stats right there, right? My goodness, and they are not good. 6 kilowatts at 94%. Yikes. All right, there we go. That's how you can monitor our charging. That's the best I can do, sorry. Get this connected up here, and then I'll reconnect us all before we leave on the range test, but it's gonna be forever. Gonna turn climate control off. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have to wait at 7 kilowatts to full. Are you kidding me? This is not the same Volvo that was at the summit. This was a fresh car. They just sent it to us from the factory. There's no expected price. We know the price. The price is $60,090. Why so slow? Yeah, Volvo doesn't have much of a buffer, and they really, like, it's pretty good to 80% with the new software, but above that, my goodness, does it just slow down. You can see here it's going to take forever to top charge. We're at 7 kilowatts at 94%. A couple things, by the way. This is a fresh vehicle. I don't know if I can pull it up right here. Here we go. 783 miles on the odometer, so that's pretty good. Glad we got a fresh one. Volvo literally sent it to Denver. They put some miles on it, break-in miles, and then brought it right to us, so that's pretty good. EVs don't need break-in miles, of course. We have the Range Assistant app. There's also the Range Optimizer, which limits climate control functions to what? Does it let you still choose temperature if you put Range Optimizer on? It does appear that it does. So we will run Range Optimizer because we always run the most eco-friendly climate control, assuming we still have temperature control. And if I find for some reason it doesn't do temperature control, I'll turn it off. But that's good. We'll definitely kick that on. what else do I have here to show you? I have some charging stuff. So if I click the home button, let me think about how to get there really quick. I click this, this, boom, nope. There you go. Charging. Set to 100%. And it's just going to take a long time. EA's pretty good these days. I'll have a Rivian road trip going up probably tomorrow. So I've just turned climate control off to hopefully help it top charge better. Yeah, I think 78 kilowatt hour gross, 75 kilowatt hour net, plus or minus, sounds about right to me. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Can you guys see the charging speeds at all? Hopefully you can. This one is probably built in Belgium, yes. I have a lot of favorite EVs. Great. Glad you can see the charging screen. I agree. Google Maps, route planning, on-route battery preconditioning, all pretty good stuff here. I love this car. I really do. It's just not very efficient. Feels, yeah, very similar to ID4. A little bit smaller on the inside, I'd say. Well, I'm going to run in and probably get a water and maybe some snacks because I haven't eaten yet today. And it's 1:30 in the afternoon, and I forgot. I got here, I'm like, this will be great. It's not going to take that long. And then I forgot that charging the car is probably going to take longer than doing the range test. That, obviously, I'm joking, but some of you may not think I am. The problem is I won't be able to keep the charging screen on for you, so you may just have to stare at a blank screen for a couple minutes. I'll leave the door cracked because I think it times out after a minute or so. And yeah, I'll run in, grab some snacks, and you guys, whoever's in the comments, will just have to say I'm coming back to show you the charging rate. But and it basically is predicting 1 hour from 95%, and it keeps going up to top charge this thing at 8 kilowatts. I really hope it doesn't take a full hour. I mean, it might be like dark by the time this thing finishes. Yep, well, you guys enjoy the blank screen as soon as I get out. I'll be back literally as quick as I can. Sorry to leave you here. I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, still at 95%. What on earth? Come on. Brutal. Just brutal. Yep, went in to grab some snacks. Sorry about that. Sorry for the view being so bad. Perhaps, I wonder if there's a way I can. How's that? Is that better? And then a little zoom action here. There we go. That's looking better, don't you think? Oh, we have the black screen of death. What? Come on. This happens sometimes. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is not the best camera work we've ever had on this channel, that's for sure. Give us 1 sec. Yep, and we're back. Sweet. And let's just get you lined up. It's about as good as it's gonna get. So just at the bottom, in that bottom corner, you can see the charge speed. No Wi-Fi in this one, nope. Well, yeah, I'm not actually sure what the issue was with AT&T because I just hit reset network settings on my phone and then it worked fine. So hadn't really done anything, but we're back on my AT&T hotspot. Hey, Shane, thanks for the snacks. Appreciate it. Like I said, all super chats will go to something interesting for this channel. I'm not sure what we're going to do with them, but we're going to compile them all from the live stream, maybe at the end of the year or something like that, and we'll do something pretty cool. The C40 is available in the US. I saw one on the road. A lot of cars have Wi-Fi, John. Tons of cars. I wouldn't even be able to list them all. So, got some snacks. I got some Doritos, some healthy bar stuff of some kind, some Voss, good water, good Voss water. Big fan. Oh, that's cool that you own an XC40, Doug. That's awesome. Cummins. Sound amazing. Nothing like the sound of an inline six. Wow, this thing is brutal. Up top. Remind me to never range test one of these ever again. Yeah, Volvo must really not want you charging full. They recommend 90% daily charging limit. Yeah, the XC40 drives great. Way sportier than it has to be. Yeah, I do wish it was a little softer, though. 4 kilowatts? What? Get out of here. You gotta be kidding me. Hey, Lars, really appreciate that. Yeah, looking forward to going back to Norway, and we'll be there in July. Perhaps we have a lot of viewers in Norway, unsurprising because there's a lot of electric cars there. We don't just do EVs though, but we do specialize in them. And yeah, would love to meet up with some Norwegian viewers. Yeah, it actually would be possible that level 2 is faster, but that probably gets throttled as well. And the sun is just beating right down on us, straight into the sun with this rear charging port. Google-based infotainment works great. Yes, love it. Good route planning. Everything's good here. No complaints about the car's infotainment at all. Other than maybe the screen's a bit small. But I really haven't driven this much. I just got in it today. Alyssa's been driving it, Tymon's been driving it, Jordan's been driving it, but I have not been driving it. So I've been doing, you know, everything with the Rivian, and now that that's gone, I'm kind of playing catch up with the other cars we have before they go back. Both this and the EV6 go back on Tuesday, and I know we have a BMW i4 coming, but I'm not sure when. We also have a new Kia Sorento coming and some other stuff. A Genesis G70, not an electric one. So it'll be a combustion week next week, I think. Oh, that's awesome, Lars. You had the 476 power upgrade in the Polestar. Really wanted to try that. So yeah, perhaps we'll have to arrange to go for a drive in your car. That'll be fun. It really thinks we're going to be here for another 45 minutes to full charge this thing. I have no insider info on Polestar 3. And if I did, I wouldn't be able to share it, I'm sure. But I don't have any. Man, yesterday EV6 30 kilowatts at 99, 100%, boom, done, go. I had to unplug that car, it was so fast. Here, the exact opposite. Review the 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, maybe. If they send one to Colorado, we'll review it. I have full charged this car before once for a charging test on the new software. We then lost the footage, and we're gonna have to do it all over again. Unless we just use the data from this live stream to map out above 90%. I think that's probably what we'll do. Because it's the same, it's pre-programmed in, it's the same behavior. So as long as we have the behavior, we'll be good. This is worse than watching paint dry. And not only do we have to get through 97%, then we have to get through 98, 99, and 100. I mean, really crazy. Really crazy. Great car for like daily driving. Not sure this is the best road tripper, but a great car. Sean, you can't unplug it 98% and multiply it, because who knows what top buffer, bottom buffer, or something. 5 kilowatts. Whoa, screaming. Screaming. This just makes me hate my job sometimes, sitting here at chargers. I mean, I love my job. I'd never do anything other than making YouTube videos about electric cars. And I guess I have the choice to not sit here, but this is brutal. Raptor, wide open throttle on the highway. Oh, don't feel sorry for me. I'm doing this for fun. I get to test cars for work. It's crazy. Six kilowatts. Woo! I would not get a front-wheel drive Polestar 2 personally. I have no interest in that. Only all-wheel drive with the performance upgrade, so it juices the rear motor. Yep, Tesla can slow like this, especially on some of the older packs that they go down to 1 kilowatt, and sometimes that takes an hour to go from 99 to 100% if it top balances. It just shows that Volvo's really utilizing the full battery pack. So, I mean, on one hand, we can complain that it's slow, it's not like an e-tron. On the other hand, we can say at least they're letting us use the full battery they put in it, which is kind of nice. What is the best level 2 charger for non-Tesla owners? My opinion is they're all doing the same thing, but there are some slight differences, and if you really want to get into it, there are noticeable benefits and not. And Tom Malogny has a great YouTube channel called State of Charge, where he reviews level 2 charging stations. You can kind of look at it how I do, which is I'll just buy whatever, and if it blows up, then replace it, because it's all getting the same power to the car. But if you care about buying a good quality unit, watch Tom's videos. Yeah, I wouldn't buy the all-wheel drive just for the functionality of all-wheel drive over the front-wheel drive version of Polestar 2 or C40, whatever, XC40. I don't know if there's a front-wheel drive version coming to the US. I just wouldn't buy a front-wheel drive EV that there's an all-wheel drive option on. Now, rear drive, sure, but it's just like, why would you make like Polestar 2, they already have the rear motor in there. Why would they take the rear one out to make it front wheel drive? And then everyone's like, well, it's better on snow, but it's actually not in an electric car, because then, you know, the weight with the motor and the accelerations on the rear axle, which would be better in the snow, and then you let the front tire steer it. I don't know, I think it's all backwards. I don't like their front wheel drive decision personally. I know all the engineers for this car. I gave them a lot of crap for it. Jokingly, of course, but like also they were like, yeah, we know. Should check into plug share. I'm here at the charger. Put 5 hours. Yep, range optimizer will be on. Beautiful day outside. I just stepped out down to 5 kilowatts just because I got out of the car. Four kilowatts. Ah, bummer. Yeah, it's almost an 80 kilowatt hour battery pack, about 78, about 75 usable. You know, plus or minus some things here. Forgive me while I take a quick phone call. Let me just mute this. And we're back. We need more electric sedans. We need more electric wagons. This one is Thunder Gray Metallic, I think is what it's called. Yeah, display will go on and off as I get in and out of the car. Car does not have a Wi-Fi hotspot, not at least in this particular one. And is charging unusually slow? No, these cars just charge very slow up top. It's unusual in the fact that most cars don't charge this slow up top, but it's not unusual for an XC40 to do this. Makes a lot of clicking sounds. Just another phone call, 1 second. %. Come on, Volvo. We are at 99%. It's anywhere between 4 and 6 kilowatts is the power we're seeing. I have climate control off to help it charge a little bit faster. Hopefully, sometimes it pulls it from the charger, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure, but we're not going to risk it. Anyway, it's 2:01 p.m. right now. The car thinks it's going to take 30 minutes to full charge. I don't think it's going to do that. I think what we'll see is it complete here relatively soon, within the next 10 or 15 minutes. And then we'll head out and go on the 70-mile-an-hour test. Now it says it's going to complete at 219. That seems still unreasonably long. Wait, did someone really ask Tesla Model 3 or Volvo XC60 plug-in hybrid with the new big battery? Those are like totally different classes of vehicles. What? You can't, what on earth? You can't even compare them. Let's see, we've put a couple hundred miles on this car so far, 200 miles, and it's averaged 416 watt-hour per mile. Yikes. But I guess we've kind of been ripping it. I don't know. Doesn't seem too efficient. Oh, the man himself has entered the chat. Thanks for the 99 cents, Dad. That'll go to a fun project, as do all of the super chats. It'll be the 99-cent challenge, sponsored by David Connor. All right, well, it's the time to complete is jumping all over the place. So what I think I'm gonna do is mount you guys back up on the windshield, and let's start getting prepared to leave finally. So let me move you down here really quick. Just gonna drop you on this seat. So just hang out for 1 second. Gotta get the mount all in order. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. This one's good and cranking. And now, yep, on the windshield. Cummins. There you go. You don't have to go to 100%, Ronnie. Yes, you do. Yeah, my dad's Ioniq 5 12 volt died, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, the wind today, much better. But I'm glad we took the Kia EV6 wind on the windy day. You have to go to 200%. Now we're talking. This guy gets it. So range optimizer, there's a guy, someone in here owns an XC40. Range optimizer, right? Let me just confirm. That's the only eco setting in this car, because I can't find like eco climate control other than range optimizer. There's no drive modes per se. So that's going to be the way that we do it, I guess. Yep, the only eco. Okay, cool. Glad we figured that one out. Yeah, it's the same car underneath as the Polestar, so it should just be the same. Right, there's no way to adjust regen, just one pedal on or off. It says it's going to complete in 5 minutes. Yep, this one has a heat pump. Yeah, this is the Twin Ultimate, so it's got all the stuff. Looks quite windy today. Not really, actually. I don't know why the flag is at half staff. It was yesterday too. Temp outside, well, it says 75, but it's not. It's going to be in the 70s though. Specs and price testing. I went through it at the beginning of this live stream if you go back to reference, but it's the Twin Ultimate, dual motor, 78 kilowatt hour gross, 75-ish usable, $60,090. Basically 60 grand. 100% charging's done. It just finished. Hell yeah, finally. And charging has just completed. Climate control is off, so we're not burning anything. Let's unplug here. You gotta hit this little button because it's a Euro EV. Pull this out. Throw this back. Add it. Let's get the specs. 46 kilowatt hours. Took an hour and 43 minutes. Welcome to top charging of Volvo. Really good to about 80-85%. Anything above that, DC charging, not so good. Anyway, let's head out on the test. All right, folks, we are... So, turn off range optimizer, no. We're gonna hit cancel. We're actually gonna go here to auto on 168 degrees, windows up, brake on, into drive. Vehicle not parked, well, duh. Click to reset TM, click again to confirm. Everything is reset. We have 733 miles on the odometer, just in case. The car thinks we're only gonna do 190 miles, but I've been ripping it, so let's see. I can't imagine it does more than Polestar 2, but that had the performance wheels and tires. I believe 20-inch as well, but time will tell. Off we go then. On to our typical loop. Little bit of wind, actually not much. I ran the Kia EV6 yesterday. I'm not sure when these will get posted in order or not, but yesterday I ran the Kia EV6 in the same loop and we had a lot more wind than we do today. The car thinks it's about 70 degrees at the time of the start of the test, but I think mostly that's just because it was just baking in the sun. So let's head out onto the highway. The Volvo has no driving modes. It's just basically the way it is. The only setting you have for driving, there's two of them. There's off-road mode and one pedal drive. It also uses a brake-by-wire situation. Just closing the sunroof here. Forgot that was open. Well, that just popped. It uses a brake-by-wire, so when you touch the brake pedal, it will blend friction and service brakes. It's actually a really great brake pedal, one of the best brake-by-wire systems I've used, and tuned very sporty. This car is way sportier than it has to be. It's fast, it's fun, and we have, yeah, quite a few people watching us live for just starting out a range test. Pretty pleased, enjoying having their company as always, and yeah, I have no idea what to expect here in the Volvo, but pretty good day for a range test, have to say. What we'll do is we'll merge up onto the highway as usual. Right when we hit the end of the on-ramp, we'll lock it in at 70 miles an hour. However, I've already confirmed that 70 miles an hour indicated is actually 72 miles an hour GPS. So we have to run between 68 and 69 miles per hour to match, you know, the speed we should be driving. And so what we're going to do is actually run 69 miles an hour out to Nebraska and then turn around and run 68 on the way back, because 70 seems to be right in the middle of them. And it's just got such solid performance, being very gentle on the acceleration. You don't want to pull that much current through, that way there's not as much heat loss. But there we are, pretty much right at 68 miles an hour. I'm going to kick on pilot assist. This one has the new update with the better lane centering in pilot assist, and just absolutely loving this on the highway. It's a great system, very comfortable car, pretty quiet as well. And I'll let you know at major milestones on the drive what happens. All right, there we go, guys. Range. Hold am, so it requires torque. It's not capacitive. Man, I have no idea what to expect here. So far, we've averaged 600 watt-hour per mile. So not off to a good start. But of course, that's just because we merged up on the highway. Already down into the fives. Dropping quick. Yeah, these do not lease out very well. We looked as well, actually. We thought we would lease one, throughout a spec to use as like a car for everyone to use to drive around, and we were like, whoa, not doing that. Yeah, I'm expecting somewhere around 350 to 400 watt-hour per mile, but it's always a little bit worse heading up to Cheyenne initially, because we do have to gain some elevation on the way up to Cheyenne. Yeah, these things are holding their value so well in the secondary market. You just buy it and take the tax credit, you'll be fine. And there it is, trying to take an exit ramp, having to pull it back over. So 69 miles an hour on the way back, 68, or the way out, 68 on the way back. Yeah, a lot of cars try and take exit ramps. It's not really unique to this system. It is really annoying though. I can't wait for like an XC90 battery. Its shortcomings, it's just very nice. AP1 is awesome. Totally agree. AT&T is my cell provider. You can forward all complaints to them. We are not going to Laramie. Yeah, the turn signals are great. Wow, it's like the whole world's out on the road today. What's going on here? My hands are on the wheel, it's not capacitive, so I need to actually like do a little bit of steering input, which is very not cool, I think. Did someone say Laramie's a party town? Is there something I don't know about Laramie? It just seems like a pretty boring place to me. Oh, well, this doesn't look like a good situation. Another exit this car wants to take. It apparently does not want to be driven in this range test. Keeps trying to get off the highway. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time in pilot assist vehicles, thousands of miles in them, because I have a lot of friends who have owned Volvos over the years, and yep, nothing unexpected here. Just like when Pilot Assist came out in, what was it, 2016 with the XC90, it was so great. And now, yeah, just a lot of other systems have surpassed it. I mean, Hyundai Kia's Highway Drive Assist 2 is one of the best systems. Love that one. Yeah, they just need to make it hold the left line, but then there'll be left exits that it tries to take. And, you know, it just needs a little bit of logic here. great. They're awesome. But you can't get XC40 with a light color interior. I mean, XC40 Recharge. You can get the combustion with a good interior. So I don't know what they're thinking. Just breaking into some snacks here. Forgive the noise. Yeah, just some chips. Very healthy. Chips and Starbucks and Voss. Voss is good water. I am now a Voss water fan. Nissan's ProPilot's pretty good, but it's still a little swayy. And I was driving the new Nissan Pathfinder with Nissan ProPilot the other day, and I was driving it from Denver up to Fort Collins, and I was in the HOV lane, and every time there was like a little jut in where they put the speed cameras, the car would like scooch to the right. It was really funny. Everyone must have thought I was drunk. No Volvo. We are staying on the highway. I don't know if I'm going to the Giga Grand opening. I was invited to go to Vietnam, actually, to go drive some VinFast cars. And so I might do that. I hadn't thought about it yet. What do I say when I get pulled over and driver assistance is on? Well, I hold the responsibility of the car with driver assistance, so wouldn't make a difference. Nope, the Rivian went back on Wednesday night, Thursday morning. So we're at roughly 454 watt-hour per mile. Yikes. Yeah, so 456 watt hour per mile, so 45.6 kilowatt hour per 100 mile. Yep. We are almost to the Wyoming border. We have, with the range optimizer on and everything, it's predicting another 170 miles. So will we see 200 out of this test? I think the answer is yes, but it's up to the car. It's not up to me, of course. We are gaining a little bit of elevation on the first bit of the drive. We always get hammered initially, but then we get a really good last few miles on the way back in. So that's just part of the loop. That's why we do a loop. And it's too early to tell, but even now, look, we're at 20 miles at 90%, which means, yeah, I think we'll see 200 miles easily, considering this is where we're getting hammered the hardest. Time will tell, though. Enjoying the Volvo, though. Great cabin to be in. Very nice build quality. Just feels like such a solid product. I know a lot of people are going to think it's expensive, but it's really worth the money. And welcome to Wyoming, almost. Here we come. Wyoming. Bronco. There was a huge Bronco meetup in Denver today. Timon went to it. Yeah, the Rivian was getting the exact same consumption as this. Not too windy. Doesn't feel windy to me, at least. I checked the windy app. There's a bit, but nothing like yesterday. EV6 was 3.4 at the end of the test, but it was about 2.9 in this spot. Again, we're gaining a lot of elevation here. Again, I always say my Model 3 is not a very good comparison for interior sound. I also haven't driven it very much, so I don't even really remember. All these cars are pretty quiet. Like, I would tell you if something is obscenely loud, but they're all acceptable. And this one's very nice. I just can't remember in recent history where cabin noise was such a concern, wide concern as it is today. And I don't understand why, because all cars are pretty quiet. Just crank up the music. I'm not sure if this has double layer glass. It does not. Single layer glass, single pane. I don't think they wanted it to look like a Volvo or not. I just think they had an XC40 with CMA, and they said, well, just stuff a battery in it, make it electric, and then give it a lot of power. It's really fast. It's great. Yeah, but this is the XC40. This is like the base trim. Like if this was an XC60 or XC90, it would have some of the nicer stuff in it. Nice, Samir, that you're on a road trip. That's awesome. Right, the only difference in looks is this has no grill. That's right. This thing's 60 grand. But you can go out and build one on the website. They'll have all the specs of the car, and you can figure out what the spec you would be interested in would cost, of course. I don't know when Neo's coming to the US. Volvos are popular in the US, yes. It's regional. In Colorado, we have a lot of Volvos. I feel like very sensible people drive Volvos. And I'm not sure this battery is so well calibrated. I've noticed it a couple times this week, but we were just at 85% state of charge, and now it shows 86% state of charge. But we did not regen. So I've been noticing this percentage sway massively this week. We left the house the other day, drove this to the office, and had like 10% higher state of charge than when we left with, and I'm not sure why. To the other XC40 owner in here, did you notice that as well? Oh, the question was, do you notice your percentage swaying on the Volvo XC40? So basically, I was just at 85%. We didn't regen, and then it showed 86%. And the other day, I was at, I don't know, like 68%. And then when I got to the office, it showed 78%. And it was just all over the place. Like, I had no idea what was in the battery. Like, I know sway happens sometimes, but I've never seen like 10% jumps. This is where we have that 1 mile of construction. I'm going to try and keep the speeds as high as possible, though. Yeah, the only thing that I could think that could happen is this is a brand new car, and it's probably just sat at 100% state of charge. Most of the review cars just sit plugged in and they max it out, and I keep asking them not to keep the cars plugged in at 100%, charge it to 50% every day, and just keep it plugged, because they just do a lot of sitting around. But yeah, this one came from the factory. They put the break-in miles on it and then dropped it off to us. It's 80% for like a long amount of time. Well, we're certainly getting through the construction zone way better than we did with the Kia. We're down about 10 miles an hour now, but again, it ends right up here, so this was really no issue today at all. Venza pulled over. Limited too. That's got the cool sunroof that changes brightness. Back up to top speed of 69. I totally agree. This car needs the lighter interior. And so does this truck. He needs to get out of the way because we're getting hammered with some, not rocks, but just sand. Can you guys hear that? Ugh, I feel bad for the front end of this car. What is even causing that? And now we're back up to 69, and these trucks are having a drag race, of course. I think it's just so windy we're getting hit with dust. Around today, so it's definitely not like it's warming up on the drive. I'm just driving to the left. There's no one behind us. I just don't want the aero advantage. Definitely hearing some wind. Where is it coming from? So we're getting, yep, it's the side wind, unfortunately. Well, that kind of sucks that it's a side wind. It's just about 5 miles an hour under. So it's not a huge deal. We're going to be slowly passing this truck and he's going to get us on the downhill. But honestly, there's no one behind us, so whatever. It happens. Yeah, I use windy all the time for wind maps. Oh, doing like 80, 85 mile an hour efficiency tests? I don't know. Why is this guy trying to move over? What was that all about? He's beeping at me now. I don't understand. You can come on over. He doesn't understand I need to be... He's mad that I'm going the same speed as him. I have to go this exact speed, dude. Sorry. He's trying to get me to go by him by putting his signal on. I guess we'll inch it 1 mile an hour higher. Not much we can do here. He can always slow down. Have to maintain the speed. I'm sorry. I wish I could explain to him. It's another Volvo. He's going to be mad when we slow down in front of him. I understand he doesn't want me there. I don't want to be there either. But it's all just part of the testing procedures to go one speed. yeah, I hate sitting in people's blind spots. It's just brutal. But he keeps moving around speed so much. There was really nothing. I mean, we're just kind of set, and the hills are affecting him, of course. I think the trucks do use cruise control. They just don't have the power on the hills. So they end up going faster on the downhills and then really slow on the uphills. And we can just maintain a set speed. So they end up kind of getting bunched up with us a little bit. Would I get a Volvo over a Japanese EV? I really don't care, I guess, where it comes from. But for me personally, I would drive this over Ioniq 5 or EV6 just because it's a nicer car. I love the build quality, love the materials, love the look, not loving the efficiency, but I just love the way it drives. I don't like the seating position so much, but maybe I just need to get a little bit more used to it. We are now under 40 kilowatt hour per 100 miles or 400 watt hour per mile, whichever way you want to say. We're at 397 watt hour per mile. 40 miles into this test, the car is predicting 160, so it's predicting right around 200 miles on a charge, which is kind of what's expected. I believe the EPA is 223 miles on a charge. I think. Yeah, 223 miles on a charge. Yeah, I agree. This would not be my road trip car, but we would just drive it around town. I could see us having one. It's just you know, doesn't really do anything EV wise all that amazing. It's just a nice package. Just Volvo stuff in general. You know, some people buy cars because of numbers on paper, and even though we do a lot of testing to validate numbers and to create our own, it doesn't really have that much impact on my buying decisions. Yeah, e-tron is a good road trip car. I've road tripped e-tron, really love it. If this is your only car, you can drive it wherever you want. It actually charges pretty well, up to 85%. So it's totally doable. It's just if you want to full charge it on a DC charger, it's not great. But it has really good driving, great thermal longevity. You can drive this thing hard for a while. Actually, we had the same exact spec at a little gathering we did with some other YouTubers in the EV space in California recently, and I totally shredded one of these things up up in the canyons in Angeles Forest, and it was awesome. Nothing kept up with the Volvo. This thing ripped. Yeah, range isn't great, but Yeah, not sure if the EV6 has the same 12 volt issue as the Ioniq 5. I would imagine, but I don't know. I hadn't really heard about the issue at all until it happened to my dad, and we put the video up today, and I glanced at the YouTube video, and it sounds like quite a few people know about this issue. What have I road tripped more, ID4 or Model 3? Oh, Model 3, just because I own one. Which are you looking at? You have to imagine, when I test cars, it's not for me to buy. I test them to help you guys make better decisions. So I don't buy cars necessarily based on numbers. Like I said, it's usually like, you know, what do I like? What do I enjoy driving? That's what I buy cars off of. And so you can make up your own mind. We hope, oh, Santa Cruz towing a boat. That's pretty cool. Hopefully we can provide enough. Funny, it's very sensitive. My hands are on the wheel the entire time, and it's dinging at me because I'm not putting enough pressure in it, I guess. Needs a lot of torque. Am I thinking of getting a new EV after my Tesla Model 3? I think we're going to keep the Model 3. And we have a couple cars on order. So to answer a couple questions, I have a Golf R coming, manual blue. That should arrive any day now. Waiting for that. That's just like the last hot hatch, so I'm looking forward to that. I think I'll probably get a Rivian R1T as soon as I can find one available with an ocean coast interior. The light color interior, although maybe I'll be swayed to get a black interior. I'm not really sure. I think I would prefer to have a light color interior, but they're delayed a little bit. And then, yeah, the Taycan will come in a long time from now, just because our dealer doesn't even have an allocation for a GTS Sport Turismo. So, and then it's like at that point we'll just wait for the facelift. So, yeah. If I was going to attempt to do a cannonball, I would not tell you if I was, but no, I don't attempt to. Don't think I will attempt to. Self-driving cars don't exist, so it makes sense that it's illegal in Korea. There's just not a self-driving car out there. I would cannonball a Gen 1 Leaf if we could put a diesel generator on the back of it, so I wouldn't have to stop. Would I disqualify an EV from road trips that has an EPA range of 222 miles? No, because range doesn't matter. It's all about the charging. Even if it has a 100-mile range, but it can charge to full in 5 minutes, well, that sounds like a pretty good road tripper to me. So yeah, it's just this relationship between usable range, nothing to do with EPA. Don't look at EPA range. That's why I do these highway range tests. We look at the highway range test and its charging curve, and then we can figure out. Perfect conditions for a range test. I'm feeling no wind right now. Just cruising. My hands are on the wheel. I agree. We need capacitive wheels here. The Rivian has a capacitive wheel. It's wonderful. The ID4 is capacitive. Not as good as the Rivian's capacitive wheel. That was awesome. Some people like to trick autopilot. I see in the comments. Yeah, I get it, but I wouldn't do that personally. $50 miles in and we're at 77% state of charge, so we're tracking for over 200 miles. But it's going to be close. Yeah, the R1T system was very glitchy, the Driver Plus, in my experience. Temperature is between 65 and 70 degrees. It's 64 right now, so sorry, between 64 and 70 degrees. Yeah, you can trick any system and you can hack a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not saying that's the reason to go capacitive. I would just say it's easier if you don't hack anything. FSD is really not ready for prime time. I thought we all knew that. I thought that was like common knowledge that it's like, that's just not ready for the public street. I made a video on it. Steven, thank you so much for the super chat. As always, that will go to something interesting, an interesting project we'll do here. And not sure what it'll be, but we appreciate your support. Thank you. Suburban. Lane changes. We are at 75%. Time for an update. We are at 75% state of charge. We've traveled 55 miles so far. We have open road, very little wind, a little bit of side wind, which does suck because we get hammered both ways with it, but it's not very fast. Under 5 miles an hour appears. We're getting about 38 kilowatt hour per 100 miles, or 380 watt hour per mile. The car's predicting another 150 miles, and yeah, Volvos always show 10-mile increments, usually even in their combustion cars for fuel range, until you get below, I want to say 25 miles or 10 miles, I forget, and then it goes to single digit counting down. But Loving the Volvo. We're good. We're on track for 200 miles and a bit. That's sort of as expected. The Polestar 2 again did 225, and that should be a little bit slipperier than this car. So yeah, we're expecting everything on track right now. It's all good, all as expected. No surprises. Hey, Doug, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Love all the interaction. Thank you so much for being a part of the live stream. Definitely going in and out of pockets of wind here. Now it's just died down. Yeah, just little spurts. Alyssa made a video about her impression of the Rivian R1T as a dog car. So I think I'm going to preview that really quick. Just listen to it. I'm going to put you guys on mute, and yeah, just give me a few minutes and I'll be ready. It's a short video. And I'm not watching it, just listening to it, of course. Nice, I'm back, guys. Just finished previewing this video. It came out great. I love it. Someone said Alyssa was yelling at me. Nope, Alyssa didn't even call. Was just watching, listening to a video that she's putting up tomorrow, I think, or the next day. It just depends on editing stuff, but I always try and at least listen to the bulk of everything we put up on our channels. I don't actually, we produce so much content, I don't actually have the time to watch it all, but at least for out-of-spec reviews and motoring, I watch everything that goes on those two channels. And we're back, rolling. And someone said you can't imagine Alyssa yelling. What? Well, you better imagine. For the road trip videos, I try not to use external mics, but for most of our review stuff, I do. Right after this range test, we're going to finish editing up part 1 of our Rivian situation. That should go up tomorrow. Yeah, gross and usable can be found easily through Google if I don't ever get back to you on questions, but it's 78 kilowatt hour gross, 75 usable roughly. Well, that's just if I don't get back to you. I'm always happy to answer questions. Sometimes I miss them though. Yeah, the road trip ones we just use straight out of the iPhone usually. Wants to take the exit. No, Volvo. We're going to continue. Welcome to Nebraska, the good life. Always go by this sign on our typical loop. By the way, just as a reminder, we are running 69 miles an hour on the way out, and then we're going to run 68 on the way back, just because the speedometer is like right in between them, actually, according to our GPS stuff. So we're just going to split the difference on the drive. And yeah, 70 miles traveled, 140 miles gone. 140 miles predicted remaining. We've traveled 71.8. We need to start thinking about our turnaround spot. Perhaps when we get into that mid 50% range, between 55 and 57%, that's when we'll turn around, something like that. Yeah, I know, under 10%, this thing slows video, and so yeah, definitely thinking about it earlier, because I don't know if you watched yesterday's live stream. I ran a frontage road that follows the highway, and I think I'm gonna do that again today with this car, especially once it's power limiting. Also, I'm not sure what the shutdown strategy is below 0, but I imagine once it shows 0, it's completely out. I mean, that's what it feels like to me. It's like almost you know how we're testing an EV6 today, or this week? I think I'm going to charge the Tesla with the V to L overnight, see if it can handle max load for the full time, and then see how many kilowatt hours we do in terms of efficiency between the two. Would that be interesting? John, thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. What's going on? Well, we are range testing the Volvo XC40 Recharge. Cruising. Good morning from Sydney, Australia. Wow, that's awesome. We are in Nebraska, obviously. Yep, fully electric. A lot of people don't know the XC40 is electric. Yeah, I'm heading towards the other Sydney. You know, the second most popular Sydney. Oh, the cell service in Norway is amazing. They have 5G everywhere. We were there for a week recently, and literally everywhere we drove, we did a whole lap of Norway. Maybe it was less than a week. Felt like a week. And we did not lose cell service more than 1 or 2 times. And those were like, even in tunnels, we had full service. It was amazing. Yeah, towing trailers is interesting with EVs. I'm not sure it's going to work yet. Like for electric semis and stuff, I don't know. I think there's maybe other solutions. Empty, perfect day here on the roads. This test won't take too long. We're already at 60%. I think we're an hour into it, a little bit more. Maybe another 2 hours at most. Yeah, just having some chips as a little snack going down the road. Chips, Starbucks. Just enjoying the drive. Road trip snacks. Yeah, I definitely, I'm trying to figure out the best road trip kit, more or less. It'd be cool to sell like an out, or not even to sell to make money, but just to like give as like kind of a memento thing. Is like, here's an out-of-spec road trip kit. And yeah, something like that. I don't know. Been honing the stuff, but I got my Voss water. It's a, here we go, got this. I'm going 70 miles an hour, which is 112 kilometers, I believe. Yeah, we need to get more into TikTok videos. We just haven't had time. YouTube takes priority, and then we've just been rocking to make sure we get our Rivian coverage right. Does this car have Android Automotive? It has. I don't actually know if it's the full Android Automotive system. It's different than the Polestar, but I'm pretty sure it is Android Automotive because it has Google Maps built in and like a Google Apps thing. So I'm guessing yes, but I honestly haven't spent that much time with it. Jordan does most of our infotainment stuff. Whoever makes it, though, it's a nice system, very easy to use. I like it. I wish the screen was bigger, but I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. I don't buy a car for its infotainment. That's why I'm buying a brand new Volkswagen. Everyone says it sucks. I think it's fine. Massaging seats. The XC40 again is like the base Volvo. It's the small SUV. It doesn't have all the luxury stuff in it, but it's still quality. Nissan needs something, because I saw that Aria operating system and it just did not look good. I got a sneak peek of it and I was like, whoa, this is nasty. And for me to care about infotainment, like, I don't care one way or another usually. I just want it to work quick when I hit a button. And yeah, I was just not pleased. But again, I didn't play around with it. I just saw it from a distance. Yeah, I agree. I would buy an ID3 as a daily driver, or we would have one as a company car or something if it came to the US, just because it's so cool and we love that car. But unfortunately, not in the cards for our market. So we're buying a Golf. We are at 57% state of charge, so I think we should take the next exit, whenever that is. Because this thing will really slow down below 10% and really below 7%. So we just need to be mindful of that. So we're going to take this exit up ahead in 1 mile. Let's just make sure that, load up the Google Maps, make sure we can get off and get back on. We can, so that's the move. With such little wind, I don't mind stretching it kind of like this. We usually have extra to burn anyway, so here though, we should arrive back with roughly 10%. That's right when the car should be slowing down, so we'll see. Not sure. Or we'll just run out. That would suck. We are about to take exit 20. And then we're going to loop back on the highway. We are at 56% state of charge, and we've traveled 91 miles. I always turn around a little bit before 50% because if we turned around a little bit after, then we likely wouldn't make it back, depending on conditions. And so, yeah, always leave a little bit of buffer on the way back. We can always loop closer to the charger, but my main concern here is just this car, really slowing down at low states of charge. So I want to be close to the highway exit by the time we hit somewhere around that 7 to 10% range, and then we have flexibility as to what to do. If it feels safe to drive on the highway, we can continue, but I know this one has like the most aggressive throttle limiting strategy that I've ever experienced in an EV, just based off of my Polestar 2 tests. So gentle accelerations, we're gonna loop back onto the highway. It says 63 miles to Cheyenne, and then south to Fort Collins after that, about another 30 miles. And we're going to run 68 miles per hour instead of 69 on the way back, just to offset that speedometer thing. But just nice, perfect day for some cruising. Probably going to get bunched up with these trucks, unfortunately, but that we'll try not to have it get in our way too much. Getting a little bit chillier out, 62 degrees over here, but still well within, you know, perfect temperatures for this kind of stuff. Very pleased here. And just accelerating back onto the highway as gently as possible, even though this one was an uphill. Down to 55%, 110 miles predicted remaining. We're still tracking for about 200 miles according to the car, but now the real data starts. Oh, I am going way too fast. Let's lock it back in at 68. There we go. 68, the top number. And yeah, still predicting about 200 miles here on this charge, and we'll see what actually it comes in with. So now we're on the return. Appreciate you watching, Chris. Thank you, sir. Look at this convoy of trucks we're going to have to figure out how to get through. You can all thank AT&T for the lovely cell reception we're having here. I saw someone ask what happened to the R1T. Well, it was a review car. So it's gone. I had it for the week. So I'm going to put the station where we need to go back in the map, but I'm not going to select the charge point station because I don't want the car to precondition if it has to for whatever reason. So I'm just going to select the fueling station next to it, if that makes sense. Says we'll get there with 7% on arrival from here. So let's do that. And that's right when this thing starts to limit. So we might end up just doing that. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to select the charger because it will precondition the battery. So I selected the come and go fueling station. It doesn't know that that's a charger, so it's not going to warm up. And on a road trip, you would want it to precondition it, but for a range test, we want to see the full range of the vehicle, so we don't want to burn the juice warming the battery up. But you can see here it's predicting 7% arrival. No Wi-Fi hotspot in this car. If someone could set like a 3 or 4 minute timer, we'll be down to 50% by then. I need to do an update. It's pretty wild that the Rivian will go almost 100 miles more than this car. Well, 80 miles. Next, Doug. Thoughts on XC40 Recharge versus ID4? Thoughts, the ID4 is much less expensive and not nearly as nice as the Volvo, but still a great car. Not nearly as performance oriented. I still love the ID4. They're just different classes. It's like, do you want to spend more money for a nicer car, or do you want to save a little bit of money and still get a nice car? It's up to you. Can't go wrong either way. Should we try out the horn? I have not tried it on this. Let's see what it sounds like. Ooh, loud, nice. Get out of my way. Okay, we don't want to burn that much range. At the end of my dad's video, he provided an update saying it was okay. Yep, I don't know. That's all I know. I watched the video. I haven't really talked to him about it that much. They used to call this the P8, but now it's called the Recharge Twin Ultimate, which doesn't sound nearly as cool as the P8. Yeah, everything, all the sounds in this car are very premium. I'm just a Volvo fanboy, so I just obviously like this car. I don't know. Oh, the old Volt had a dual tone horn, really? Like an old Rolls or Bentley? That's amazing. It had the city horn and then the big highway one. I had no idea the Volts had that. I think it's just got one camera for driver assistance. The newest software of ID4 that's coming out will do route planning. I experienced a little bit of it in Europe and it was great. Reminding me. Let's pull up our range optimizer. We are at 50% state of charge, having a beautiful drive here. Traveled 103 miles and the car is still predicting 100 to go. Absolutely beautiful conditions still, and we are on the return heading back to Fort Collins. That's what I call a solid update. Past this Wally World truck. know what's weird about the XC40 Recharge? For 60 grand, you don't get LED rear turn signals. I don't think you can manually start preheating on the Volvo or the Polestar. I think you just need to navigate to a DC fast charger. And if it's smart, it's probably a DC fast charger of more than 100 kilowatts or so. Like Taycan won't precondition the battery unless it thinks you're going to a charger with 175 kilowatts or higher. Yep, a lot of cars have side view defrosters. Yes, you can keep the AC running without using the app when the car is off. Yeah, this car seems quieter than the Rivian to me. But my ears aren't great. So I don't know. But can't you get out of the car or just say go to your climate control menu and say activate parking climate or something like that? No, some cars have manual preheat. Hummer EV and Lucid Air come to mind with manual preconditioning. Got it. Only an hour. That makes sense. Not trustworthy enough to leave your dog in there. So not real dog mode, no. I love how people ask if it has dog mode. No car has dog mode except Tesla. Like, not one. Some you can leave the climate control in, but dog mode is specific to Tesla. Camp mode is also very specific to Tesla. Some cars you can leave climate control and they're just not called these things. It's amazing how Tesla's really just completely the way people think about cars, and they're absolutely correct in that dog mode and camp mode and all these things should be functions. But a lot of cars you can leave climate control on, but none of them have the same control of a Tesla. Cabin overheat protection is also very specific to Tesla, yes. Wyoming. Some cars, I guess I should say, have ventilation when you park it outside. Like Audis used to have a solar panel glass roof situation, or solar panel roof instead of a glass roof, and that would circulate a fan if it got hot inside the vehicle. But I don't know of any other car that actively kicks on the AC compressor or condenser to basically cool down the cabin in cabin overheat situation. So I think that's unique to Tesla. I find bird's eye view to be the least helpful view. I know a lot of people love it, but for me, I've never found it helpful. I just want a good backup camera. And honestly, a good forward camera. That's all I really need. ventilated seats helpful? Well, it depends on the temperature conditions. Are they helpful in below zero temperatures? Absolutely not. Are they helpful when it's 100 degrees outside? Absolutely. Yeah, Phoenix gets really toasty. I think the Texas Model Y will be 51K with 279 miles of range. I have literally no idea. I've learned it's not smart to speculate with Tesla. It'll just be whatever it is. Not even just Elon. Like, a lot of other people work for Tesla, but I think Tesla fans forget that it's not just a one-man operation. It's like Elon made the safest car in the world. Elon did that. It's like Elon has thousands of people who work for him that all made that happen. No, I mean, awesome guy. I'm an Elon fan personally. I know a lot of people who aren't, but I am, and I think he's doing a lot of interesting things. If anything, I like that he just speaks his mind. I mean, I've owned Teslas for years, multiple, and love it. I think they do things so much better than almost anyone else. Many things. Dog mode being one of them. Cabin overheat protection, another one. You know, best app integration of any car on the planet. But it's not just Elon doing all that. That trailer's limited 55 miles an hour technically when you get in it, and they're doing about 85. Ride comfort in Model Y sucks. No other way of putting it. That car sucks to drive on the highway. Just grab a second. And I'm back with you. Hello. this guy's just like wide open throttle, speeding up. What's going on here? I guess we'll just inch up a little bit. Kicking it up a mile an hour, trying to go past. Dude, I don't understand. He was going so slow before. Like he found another gear in there somewhere. We're going 2 over right now. Sand trucking. So we'll just kind of inch a little bit. I'm just amazed Tesla doesn't have a ton of loaner cars. I brought my car in for service, I don't know, last year. They gave me all the wrong parts, charged me $500 something. I brought them back and they never refunded me, and I had no way to get in contact with them. And I've just been too busy to go by their service center to talk to them about it, and I keep forgetting. And then now it's probably even too late. I don't know, but like that seems kind of sketchy that they just stole $500. I have friends at Tesla, but not at my local service center. And no, haven't even driven the car since the last video we made with it. And just been so busy testing other EVs. But maybe next week I'll get some stuff done with it. Tesla service is variable. I've had great Tesla service over the years. Early days, Tesla service was amazing. Back when I had Nah, I don't need to make a vid about it because it's kind of on me. I didn't really go after them or like swing by or try and call all that much. I've just kind of forgot about it. Well, I needed parts because the passenger seat buttons fell off and they gave me the wrong ones. And it was our fault. We broke them. It wasn't like I was trying to get it under warranty or anything. Everyone's asking about the Lyriq. It's a car that I haven't even thought of, really. So no idea. And Cadillac hasn't mentioned when we're going to be able to drive it. It's possible that Cadillac won't invite us to drive it. I don't know. They haven't mentioned anything. But I guess GMC invited us to drive the Hummer, and they're all in the same office, so hopefully they talk to each other. Maybe they're waiting to see who makes good Hummer videos to figure out who to invite to drive the Lyriq. That could be. Yeah, passenger seat buttons cost, yeah, a few $100s. I forget what else we needed. There was some other stuff. And then they tried to tell me that my car was falling apart because it was missing a plastic shield. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's just a piece of plastic. Like, don't worry about it. Who cares? If the battery gets ripped out of it, I'll make a cool video about it. Yeah, the hill climb challenge might actually start up, honestly, today. I might run up after I do the charging test and shoot the Volvo. I think the trail's back open, which is super exciting. So now we can start doing out-of-spec hill climb challenges again. And get overlanding running. My friend Zach, who owns the Ioniq 5, did you guys watch that video? He's the one who bought an Ioniq 5 here locally, and he made a video on V2L, and we showcased his car in the versus the Mach-E and the ID4. Zach is going to start making some overlanding videos for us, and so you'll be seeing more of him, and I would like to get him to go up and do the hill climb challenge. He's a great guy, really great guy. Glad he wants to make some videos. Shut up, Volvo. At least it's a pleasant chime. Oh my gosh, I had too much weight and was doing a wheelie. And it sounds like you're ripping it.
I know.
All right, yeah, so I would go check out, go check out the hill on his way up to the trails to go see if we can shoot some presenters locally here in Colorado. If you know someone in Colorado that wants to make videos, let us know. It's hard to find people that are knowledgeable and good on camera. Oh, sorry you missed all that. Timon's on his way up to the overlanding trails to go see if it's open. Guy needs to tighten down his straps up there. See how loose those things are? Alyssa has a dog video coming tomorrow on the Rivian, but no dog transport. We've all just been working hard to film the cars we've had. So what do you guys think about this? We got invited to go to Vietnam for a week to go on this program, and it's like the top 100 automotive influencers are going. So I was happy we were invited, and I know a lot of people who are going, and it's like Supercar Blondie and Shmee and all these people are doing this thing. But like a lot of American EV journalists too. So like Kyle Field is going, Dominic is going. But I'm not so sure it's worth taking a week out of my time to do that. And it's not even like a week of driving. It's like, we're going to bring you to the nicest places and show you the best parts of Vietnam. And so I'm like, well, just put me on a scooter. I want to go like meet people. And so it seems cool, but I was thinking maybe Jordan would go instead of me. Someone from Out of Spec will go, but I'm not so sure it's going to be me. And it's just a lot of time and probably only get 2 videos out of it. We're at 384 watt-hour per mile right now, 140 miles in. I've never been to Vietnam. It is a VinFast event. They're flying everyone over there. They're like chartering a plane. It's pretty wild. I don't think Tom's going. So fucking to go. I don't know if it's really for me. The thing is, I have a GT4 RS that we're lining up to drive in LA around the same time, and it's like, I just want to go rip the Porsche for a couple days in the canyons, you know? I know, but we can't take a vacation. We're too busy to do that right now. Maybe in a year or 2, but literally we need to just film. Hey, I was just pronouncing a town in Thailand or wherever we're going. Vietnam, I don't know. Somewhere over there. It just seems like a week to go to drive some cars that aren't even in our market yet. Yeah, Jordan is now single, and so we can send Jordan. Yeah, from a video perspective, I'm just not seeing where the relevance would come. Now, if we could get there and I could like arrange all the weird like electric scooters and all this stuff, I would go and film what that's like, because I'd really love to go experience Vietnam, but yeah, I don't know. And I usually like to do the long haul flights because you always get good, you know, flight points, but I don't know, I think they're chartering a plane, so it's not like you even get the benefit of that. I'm just joking, that's not really a motivation. It's all about the videos for me. Yeah, send Lexi. Lexi could go. Should we call Jordan and see if he's interested in going? We're calling him.
Hey there.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you doing? How's range?
Range is not stellar.
That's kind of what I expected.
Yeah, we're actually on track for literally under 200 miles right now, but it should increase as we go down towards Fort Collins. So I'm guessing like 205, 210 is where we'll end up with.
And what the EV6 get?
EV6 did 253.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that crosswind really screwed me up.
The crosswind went.
On my EV6 range.
It was also colder when you did your thing. I forgot we had already range tested the Kia EV6.
Yeah, but that was less than ideal weather, I guess.
Well, I had a ton of wind yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it mostly head and tail?
Not really, no.
Oh, wow.
So maybe I'm just better at range testing than you.
Yep.
So do you want to go to Vietnam instead of me?
When would that be?
I think April 4 through 10.
Okay. What's it for? Just VinFast?
VinFast. And it's like you're gonna go on this luxury tour of Vietnam, which doesn't appeal to me at all, but
So is it like an organized event type thing, like a medium?
Yeah, there's 100 journalists going.
Jeez.
Yeah, and so that also doesn't appeal very much to me.
That sounds perfect for me.
Yeah, it sounds like you would have a blast. I mean, I just don't. Yeah, I mean, I just want to drive cars. I don't really want to interact with everyone. So it sounds like it's 5 days of interaction for 20 minutes of driving. And then it's like, we're taking you to the most luxurious golf course here, and you're flying on this private jet, and we're live. Hopefully we're back. You guys just let me know if you can hear me all right and everything like that, if you wouldn't mind. You can thank AT&T for this wonderful cell connection. Now we're coming into that 1 mile of construction. Sure wish I finished training. Swift. So anyway, I think Jordan is up for Vietnam. Now we just need to decide who to send. What's the efficiency like? No bueno. 383 watt-hour per mile. I guess it's not terrible. Did I try a mobile router? I haven't really tried anything. We just started live streaming, and then we've been so busy I haven't even thought about buying anything. But I just bought a whole new set of GoPros the other day. So we are buying stuff, I guess. Yeah, we need one of those. You know what I used to do? I remember we used to find those shuttle buses. What are they? Like the Greyhounds, but the nice ones. They have built-in Wi-Fi. You used to be able to connect to those, but not for live streaming. This was just when I was younger. Man, they really need to fix this construction area. This is brutal. Thankfully, it's only like 2 miles, and then we're out of it. Yeah, we do need visas to go to Vietnam. But because it's like VinFast and they're like partly sponsored by the government, they're taking care of everything and like making it go super fast and bypassing all the normal stuff, which is kind of cool. Because I'm all about like not following rules, you know? And so they have their own ways. My thoughts on someone who works for Tesla who runs FSD going on a 4-month sabbatical? Don't know. No thoughts. Not sure. It's not my area. I just review the cars. Now we're back up to cruising. Any updates on the range or efficiency? Plenty of updates. What would you like to know? 153 miles traveled. We're at 24% state of charge. I forgot to do the 25% update. Whoops. 383 watt-hour per mile. So we'll do the 24% update instead of the 25. How about that? We are at 24% state of charge now instead of 25. We're just looping back onto I-25. I've programmed in the gas station, not the charge point charger, just in case the car feels like it wanted to precondition. I don't want it to warm up and burn extra juice to precondition. So I plugged in, not the charge point station, but the fueling station right next to it. We're just going to accelerate back up to 68 miles an hour. Let's lock it in, boom. And now we'll head down I-25 back to Wellington. It's expecting a 10% arrival, which is all sounds perfect. miles to Wellington, 29 miles. Nice Sprinter coming up our way. Sweet. No secret, I'm a Sprinter fan. The car's pretty much technically identical to a Polestar 2, yes. Yeah, it says 24 minutes to Wellington. I think we'll hit 200 miles in the range today. I'll review whatever new EV I can. I'm not, I don't choose. I just get, I try and get everything. So yes, new e-tron, I'll do my best. Well, Kia and Hyundai Twins, they don't actually do that much more. Didn't we do 227 miles in Ioniq 5 and 250 in EV6? It's not like they're range kings. Not like significantly more than this, at least. Comfort and sound level, it definitely has those. I don't have the best of ears, nor is sound quality inside the car of importance to me. So I haven't done the instrumented measurements yet, but it seems to be very comfortable, of course, and pretty quiet. Good road tripper, at least in terms of driving it. I'm not sure about the range. They should have put like another 10 kilowatt hour bigger battery in it, I think. And it wants to take that exit. Getting hammered with rocks. What was that all about? Yes, it's built in Ghent, Belgium. I was actually just there at the factory very recently. Just a few months ago. Which EV has been the most efficient? I don't actually know, but I think the original Ioniq and Lucid Air are like two of the most efficient EVs. Model 3 is very efficient, of course. Rear-wheel drive 3 is pretty efficient. I think standard plus new Model 3 is even more efficient than that. Volvo keeps wanting to take the exits. Come on, dude. Gotta get you back to the charging station. It's like Ellie on a walk. Yeah, I'd love to test a single motor. If someone has one, bring it on up to us. All of the media cars that we test are all-wheel drive cars. That's what they've sent to Colorado, which makes sense. But I'd love to test a rear-wheel drive version. QS, they sent the rear-wheel drive here. That was funny. Rear-wheel drive on snow tires. What am I planning for my Model 3? Nothing. We're just keeping it. I don't know. I don't see any reason to sell it. It's not worth much. Just hold on to it. Tear it up. I haven't driven it in a while. I got to get out in it for something. Make it a convertible. I actually don't really like convertibles personally. Generally, at least. Sometimes I do. Welcome back to the great state of Colorado. Yeah, the Model 3 brake issue is fixed. It just, a sensor was unplugged. Just need to be plugged back in. Yeah, range doesn't matter in an EV to me anymore. I just wanted to charge well. My smart car is a convertible, yes. Yeah, Murano Cross Cabriolet, or an Aria Cross Cabriolet would be amazing. Did I pre-order the Cybertruck? No, I think that is the ugliest freaking thing to ever happen. But I am so excited to test it. It's going to be amazing, I'm sure. It's just not for me. I was at the Cybertruck launch party. That was cool. We have got yeah, I know Chris. Chris and I from Dirty Tesla. Chris and I brought the model. What was I? I don't really know if I want to go to this Giga Festival thing. I don't see where I'd be able to make a video that would be interesting. Every other Tesla YouTuber will be there. Not sure it's our place. I like to have unique content. is the Sentra Nismo. What a ripper that must be. Oh, and the Sorrento's getting angry. Getting angry. Oh, going for the pass. Got the carbon coming out the exhaust. Wide open in the Sorrento. And the Sentra just floored it. That was awesome. Why did the Sentra just nail it when they were trying to get past? They were going so slow. There's no such thing as an onboard charger that could ever do 100 kilowatts, by the way. Onboard chargers are for AC charging only. So we're talking like max of 19 or 20. For Euro cars, 22. Welcome to car. That's right, some cars have a 43 kilowatt onboard charger. I forgot, original Zoe's had the 43 kilowatt AC charger. Yep. And we're back now. Sorry about that. Kilowatt max DC charging for road trips. It totally depends on the car, Steven. It just depends, right? If you have 100 kilowatt charging and you're trying to drive a Hummer EV, no, that would not be okay. Or if you have 100 kilowatt charging and you're trying to drive an Aptera, then yeah, it'd be great. So it's just all relative. You can take a look at our out-of-spec motoring road trips and get an idea as to what charging power leads to what times in different cars. Silverado. That guy's motoring. So at 30 miles of range, we get a range indicator that comes up here on the screen. And so it used to just show percent, but now it shows miles and it's gone yellow. Hey, Eric, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. We have a lot of rural land in Colorado, that's for sure. Yet everyone decides to live in Denver Metro. It makes the traffic crazy. We have here our first low battery indication at 30 miles of range. It goes yellow, and you can see we actually have the range prediction here on the screen for the first time. Before it just showed percent, and I was using this menu right here, this range assistant, to see how much range we would have. But now at 30 miles, it pops up in the screen. I just wanted to see what Pilot Assist would do there. It loves taking exits. Oh, yeah. So I could say, oh, how far have we gone? It says our destination is 3 miles ahead. Okay, Google, how much range do we have?
Just a moment.
She's got to consult with the car first.
You can drive for about 31 miles with the remaining charge.
Ah, she says 31 miles, but the car says 30. We must be a little bit more efficient on the return because now it's showing at 12% arrival back to where we started. But of course, we're just going to keep looping around until we're out, so... Yep. I think if we ever get an XC40 Recharge, we're going to name it Ellie because she does the same thing on a walk. Walking straight normally and then, whoop, there's something over there and darts that way. Just like the car. Oh, there's an exit. Let's go see. Oh my goodness, this road is just built like crap, isn't it? Almost done. I still can't believe you have a reservation for a Solterra. Look, I'm not gonna knock the car that badly, but like, there's a lot of better cars out there, at least on paper. Yeah, the left lane is better, but I don't like driving in the left lane. So we're going past where we started. Should be exactly 12 miles to get back to this point here, and then I think perhaps we'll jump on the road. We already have a power limitation for the first time. I don't know if you guys can see the little orange thing in the top of this display right up there on the right side. That's our power limitation. What is kilowatt hour? I think you should use Google. And yeah, this is too nerdy of a place for that right now. If we were just starting the range test out, I'd be happy to explain it, but we got a lot to talk about here in terms of how the Volvo is going to perform at low states of charge. I don't think the price is going to be very good on BZ4X. Do we know what it is? Everyone kept telling me it was going to be kind of expensive. XC60 Polestar with the new extended range battery pack and the larger rear motor. Ultimate wagon. So sweet. Wish it wasn't I mean, it would be cooler if it was a full battery electric, but, and only 3.3 kilowatt onboard charger, but other than that, pretty sweet. We are reaching our turnaround point. We've actually gone past where we started because we had a little bit extra. We are now at 10% state of charge, and of course we're going to run it all the way down to 0. You can see that orange little bar in the display here. That means we already have a pretty big power cut, and I told you that was going to happen in this car, and as expected, it's already cutting our power early. I think this is going to be good because by the time we get back up to that charger location, we'll be at 7%. And if I remember correctly from my previous test, at about 7% is when this car really falls on its face in terms of acceleration. Not that you should ever plan to drive an electric car hard at low states of charge, but you know, sometimes you just need a little bit more juice to at least maintain highway speeds. And so what we're going to do is we'll probably get off at that exit and then run the frontage road up and down, you know, just to keep the speeds between, actually we were doing close to 70 miles an hour yesterday doing it, so hopefully we'll still maintain 70 miles an hour. But if for whatever reason the car doesn't want to, it's not like it would be on a dangerous highway where everyone's doing 85, 90 miles an hour. Getting a huge power limit here. Take a look at that. We're using still not much power, but that's a pretty big power limit, isn't it? At 10%, that's crazy. Oh yes, turtle mode will be happening for sure. State of charge. Reduced power turtle mode. There we go. Turtle mode at 9%. It's the only car that does that. It's crazy, isn't it? I probably should film that. Welcome to turtle mode here at 9% state of charge. It's one of the earliest cars to throttle power, like I mentioned. And well, after 193 miles of driving, we are in reduced power due to low battery charge. And that's because the power level hit that last tick right there. So now we're down to less than 25% power output at 9%. That's just crazy to me. we are pretty much using almost full 70 miles at 8%. Almost, not all of it though. And just up ahead is the exit from where we started. We'll actually be taking it, but it's not the end of the 70 mile an hour speeds. We still have 8%, but you can see our power limit's pretty crazy. We've traveled about 196 miles or so just on the highway. But what we're gonna do is actually run up the frontage road on the other side of this divide here, still at highway speeds, but just because of this power limit, it'll be a little bit safer, and we can turn around at any point, which is always nice, you know, when we compare it to the highway. So let's regen off here. Let's go on the frontage road and keep going highway speeds. Yeah, Volvo power cut is wild down here, that's for sure. So let's just jut out this way. And we're good to go. I'm going to try and be as gentle on it as possible because I know it doesn't want to pull that much. If you pull a lot of current down low, you can sag the pack in terms of voltage, and it doesn't want to do that, so it's not good for any EV. Still reasonable acceleration, I would say. No crazy warnings, nothing like that, just a nice cute turtle on the screen. It's not saying here are all the nearest chargers you can go to or anything like that. Oh, it'll do 200 miles easily. I'm wondering if we can get 210 out of it. I mean, we're cruising at about almost 70 miles an hour right now. Yeah, the car is really protecting itself, that's for sure. But we're cruising at 70. And here we are just cruising along at 70 miles an hour. Again, 68 indicated is 70. We'll just keep doing it until we run out of juice. We're still doing 70 miles an hour, even though we're using almost full power. It says 1% arrival. I think this is where we will flip around and head back. We're at 4%. What do you guys think? We can always loop around back closer down there. There's a little street up here we can flip around on. Alrighty, let's do a loop here. Good turning radius. Got one car coming here. Oh, but they're turning in. That's pretty much wide open. Literally any kind of acceleration's wide open throttle. I gotta get this on camera. It's actually pretty funny. Now, normally I recommend against trying to go wide open throttle at very low states of charge and then maybe spiking some regen back in just to wake the pack up a little bit. But we are down to 4% state of charge. I'm floored and we can't go above 50, 55 miles an hour right now. Take a look. We are cruising along here at about 50 miles an hour. That's my foot welded to the floor. It's slowly increasing, but not by much, and that is just not great for it. So I'm going to try and back a little bit. We're definitely off of 70 miles an hour. We did about 70 for 200 miles straight. We have another 5 miles to get to the charger. The car thinks we'll get there at 2%. We can always loop around a little bit more to make sure we get there completely dead, but only time will tell what the results will be. But definitely cross the 200 mile mark. There we go. %, there's no way you can maintain 70. I mean, I'll show you guys here. Look at this. That's floored, right? Floored. Can't do any more. Basically, 58 miles an hour is all it'll do. The car wants us to get back on the highway to go, but I don't think that's the safest option. I say we take the frontage road back still. Always run the HVAC. HVAC is part of our testing procedures. I always run between 68 and 72 in the most efficient setting that allows for climate control. So yes. That is wide open throttle. That's all she'll do. Literally creeping up the speed here. I'm floored. I know it's not good for it, but like, what else are you supposed to do? We still got to move. I've not driven the Skoda Enyaq, no. Hopefully in July we can arrange a drive-in one. We're managing 58 miles an hour at wide open throttle right now. So we're still booking it. Full turtle mode, 2% state of charge. We lose speed on the uphills though. Just trying to keep it moving. Speed limit 55. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it back up to 55 at 2%. It's only 1.6 miles to the charger. It shows a 1% arrival. We're at 2%. I don't know. I guess we'll head over to that side of the road, and then we might do one loop on the right, but I think we're going to time it pretty close to pulling in at 0, if I'm honest. Yeah, I like this car as an EV, and I think it's pretty fine. You don't need any more. It's premium. It's a little thirsty, but yeah, good car. And it does preconditioning, does good route planning. We are at 1% state of charge. We have literally zero acceleration. Hopefully we can make it across the highway here, back towards our charger. We are now at 1% state of charge, and hopefully we can make it across the highway to get back to the charging station, because this thing is pretty limited on acceleration. Like, that is just pinned right there, and we are just barely accelerating. It's a good thing we're not holding up anyone behind us. The car still claims 4 miles remaining, and so I think what we'll do is we'll get over towards the charger and we'll loop around a little bit on this side. No plug-in charge. Everything related to Rivian charging is in a video on Out of Spec Reviews. We're going past the charger, may as well. Still shows 4 miles on the dash. That's, I don't know where that's calculating that from, but it's not like the power limit could get any lower, so we'd just go for it. What's the worst that could happen? We run out. Here we are, 1%, 4 miles. Still moving. I am ready for a good night's sleep tonight, that's for sure. Car is now predicting a 0% arrival. Thanks for joining in on the live streams. Appreciate it. Yeah, the car is like, I don't know how to get you there, but it's trying to route us to the charge point station now. It's like, we're gonna help you out. So that's kind of cool. Don't worry, we don't need it. I think this next street up here in 0.3 miles would be a pretty good street to turn around on. We'll push it. We'll go up to this parking lot. Every last mile counts. So here we are, Wine Cup. We'll go here, we'll make a U-turn. We'll let everyone get out of the way because we have not much acceleration. Oh yeah, we're way past 200 miles. That's floored. Oh, it really feels like it's out now. All right, now we got to limp it back to the major milestone. It'll do 210 miles on a charge, and so definitely like that's full throttle, and it's just cutting us back big time. It's right at the edge of running out, this thing. So let's go bring it back to the charge point station and hope it doesn't run out on the way over there. Into the charging station because it really has literally zero acceleration. I'm not joking. Like it's we have no maneuvering power. And pulling into the come and go fueling lot, let's just keep the speed up, the momentum high. No one pull out in front of us, because that's full throttle. We got to get this thing over to the charging station. The live stream guys are sideways. There we go. Oh yes, and we have made it. We have made it. Perfect. Needs a lot of throttle in reverse to back her up. Let's just straighten out real quick. That's a dangerous proposition. Nah, I think she's doing all right. And stop. Boom. So the results. And here are the results, 0%. It does indicate 1 mile remaining, but honestly, like I mentioned, it's pretty much completely dead. It has no more acceleration. I'm not sure if it just shows 1 mile. It probably goes down to 0 at some point, but I'm not sure it's worth going much farther, especially with a car that's this slow, and that indicates to me that it's pretty much drained. So what we should do is we should plug it in immediately because, yeah, of course, it's not good to leave a battery with 0% state of charge like that. So let's plug it in and we'll do it. Pull this thing over. Give me 1 second. This is a two-hander. In we go with the handle on the back of the XC40, and we are plugged in and charging here momentarily. That's what I call a successful highway range test. And it says charging error. That's not good. And it says reconnect. There's an error. I'll show the live stream guys. Oh boy. Let's do it. All right, Volvo, you better like the juice this time. Let's see. The total miles will be released in the out of spec reviews video when it goes up. And we're charging. And we are charging. Pretty sweet. Not very fast, but it's ramping up slowly. The Volvo always ramps up slowly. My guess is we'll get, I don't know, 50 kilowatts, something like that. Anyway, cool. Ramping. Nice. Seems to want to settle around there. Well, I appreciate you all tuning in. That was really cool. And yeah, what a fun time here in the Volvo XC40 Recharge. I like these not so long range cars because they don't take so long to range test. But I mean, that was still 7 hours of my day by the time I came over here, charged it, did the whole thing. It's not like it doesn't take a lot of time. Anyway, we now know how far this goes at 70 miles an hour. I'll see you all later on the next one. Don't know when it'll be. I don't know if we have any more live streams coming up in the near future, just because I think we're pretty much done testing most of the EVs that we have now. So what I really want to do is figure out how to get an XC40 Recharge and then put all the performance parts from Polestar on it. So really appreciate you all watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.